Alright, since I'm trying to kind of show everything that's been going on the server, this is what we've been doing. A lot of testing with witch drops. So, in 1.9 and beyond, they have optimized hoppers a lot. They really aren't that bad. So, I'm perfectly fine with the witches dying on just a bed of hoppers, having 63 of them going into a dropper. I honestly don't think it's been that bad. I really don't think it's something we need to worry about, but people insisted on making their own designs. So this is one by RaiseWorks. He designed this and then it shifts these back and forth. I think this is a horrendous idea because I really hate anything that's not solid state. To have that many shifting blocks back and forth, at least nowadays, is a hell of a lot more laggy than hoppers. Also, this is one that Psycraft used. Now, I say Psycraft meaning like Daniel, who's a server member, has designed this with Psycraft a long time ago, and this is what they used for their killing floor. Let me just spawn a couple witches up here, just to kind of demonstrate that. The witches fall through, they die on the trapdoors, and then on a short delay after that's been done, it opens up and all the items go through. And then under the soul sand are hoppers. Now an interesting idea that we had was to have these observers constantly powering the droppers. So I turned that down earlier because it was annoying, but now it's relevant. They'd just be going like that constantly. And of course we would be in a sorting system. You'd never hear it. And I think that's a great idea because we thought about it and it's really not that bad to have this ticking. Like it's not any block updates that I'm aware of. Observers are not that bad really. And it's just kind of a solid state, back and forth, and even the observers complete the look down here. It really squeezes in just fine. We also don't have any room for a traditional clock, so that's a really creative solution, I think. I think we should go with this, but I'm just kind of frustrated right now because I haven't been playing, and based on Discord, I know that you're Victor. Here, I'll mute myself. Based on what I've seen on Discord, the guys have spent double-digit hours messing around with witch killing floors, which I think is just an absolute waste of our time because we're a group of capable people who could be doing things on the server, getting things done, and we've got our server members spending precious hours on fixing something that's not even broken. So, just to kind of address this, in the design that we're using for a witch farm, when it shifts the floors up, all of them are going to fall at once. So, what you just saw would never ever happen. The only other concern that ever happens is, let's see here. Let's see if I can just drop some items here. Is when they're stuck on those corners and it shifts up, sometimes it'll glitch out and whatever, but it can also glitch into the soul sand, get picked up by this hopper, or they'll just fly out over time. That should be less than 1% of our drops. It'll almost never completely lose the item in a sense that we won't get it back. So I'm just kind of saying this is like a final answer kind of thing because it's been a lot of debate on our world, and like I mentioned, it's really, really not worth something debating. I think the bed of hoppers was fine, but if the guys really want a solution, then I still think we should go with this. It's a great design. That's all I have to say about that. So let's talk about this Corey thing while I've got Nuke, Victor, and Daniel here. Let's start from the top alphabetically. Daniel, what do you think of Corys, building them in general?
Okay, I think it was tedious to build, but I think for most of it will be worth it.
Really?
Yes. I don't like collecting clay. I don't know many people who do,
I do.
and it would produce a lot of... Okay, but it'd produce a lot more clay than we'd ever need, basically.
That's where I halfway kind of agree, because for it to work, somebody is going to have to AFK it. Like, somebody's going to have to put in the time. And I think, like, Rubik's is the main person who... I mean, I get that he's not, like, the most technical player, and by no means is he stupid or naive, but the Corey... I really don't think that everybody who's pushing for it understands just how slow they are. But... We'll
I understand it. I've watched in-depth videos on it.
Okay.
I've watched...
Nuke,
Yeah,
what do you
they're
think of
pretty
them?
slow.
Who, me?
Yeah, what do you think of Corys and building them and why everybody seems to want to do it?
Obviously, they are not the way to clear a land area. You build them to get some material, for example, hardened clay.
Exactly my reason.
But is there any other material? Someone suggested building a nether perimeter. I don't
Yeah,
think that makes sense because we don't need netherrack for it.
no, we just.
Yeah.
But the thing
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that is even like a nether perimeter where, yeah, it'll get rid of the lava and everything, while it'll be passive quartz income, but it is so much faster to just do it by hand that I can't even see the merit. I mean, like, it's. I think I explained to Rubik's in the chat because he keeps pushing really hard for it that a perimeter size like a nether perimeter 300-ish by 300-ish, that right there is something like 2 to 3 weeks of AFK, and
I thought
that's
it was 2 months, to be honest,
Yeah.
I heard.
it might be
Yeah,
it might
like
even
on
be
Sidecraft, they were doing something similar for like full-size perimeter. I believe it was 100 days even.
100 days. That actually might have been a more accurate figure. 100 days to do something that, like a nether perimeter with TNT duping, you could do that entire fucking thing down to bedrock in an afternoon's work with a group of friends. And we have people on the server who can do that stuff.
Yeah.
I personally think it's enormously frustrating because I see a lot of capable people who could be busy on the server, spending all their free time designing something that we shouldn't ever need or want. Like, I get wanting it, like it's a fun idea, maybe. I don't agree, but I guess. But it's just such a waste of resources, time, energy. Um, that's the only thing I can agree with is yes, it's interesting. They're obviously a fun idea, but oh man, are they pointless.
My only reason is clay collection, so we can literally have AFK clay because there is no other way to get it AFK.
Okay. Like I already said, I kind of agree that, like, mining clay is really not that bad. And
But either way, like 12 hours of AFK, I don't know exactly the numbers on it, but you get a hell of a lot more than you would if you weren't AFK.
that's true. Yeah, no. Like, I think it was on this server I mined with Haste 2 clay. I think I must have gotten a full inventory in 10 minutes. It wasn't bad at all. It was, in fact, fun. Just relaxing. And I know people dig for fun. I mean, look at this perimeter. It got down to bedrock, and I'll admit I didn't do most of it. So, there's obviously people on here who don't mind digging, and clay's no different.
You did any of it?
I did some of it, yeah. Yeah, you know what? Let's do scoreboard.
That was sarcasm.
I need to defend myself because I'm recording. Like, I need people to see that I am not useless on the server. Yeah, I'm
I don't
midway.
think
I put 78,000 pickaxe swings in there. Which isn't, you know, the most, but it's still something. Also, I think it might have been you who jumped the gun on this whole witch farm thing up here. Oh, man. Alright, my
Which
cat's
one?
stuck outside. I'm gonna go let him in. Alright. But, oh, come on, Stars. Do you want to lay on my lap or not? Is this what we're doing? Come in. Alright. He's comfortable. So, yeah, I think the final kind of answer for the thing is with anything that I don't want to work on is like anytime anybody kind of just overrules me with this stuff and everybody just seems to be on board with building one. Cat just bumped my head. Bumped my hand. I will have no input on it whatsoever. I will absolutely not help, and I will do nothing towards it because I think it's a stupid project and a waste of time. But I can't stop those who want to do it from doing it. I really, oh my god. This is exactly what I'm talking about in video. You know what? Alright, so that was just kind of that being done. I'm gonna go right back to the witch farm. I'm just flying around this thing and it seriously looks like people have really set up a different killing floor at every hut. It's like nobody can agree on what to... Like, I'm here at one hut and I am looking at removed bedrock for a clock for a design that is impractical and shouldn't even be in here. Oh my god.
Well, the clock is for the actual whole witch hut you're looking at. It powers the actual witch hut as well as the killing floor.
Yeah, I see that. And to those who don't know what's going on here, the idea is one that I think is personally actually quite interesting. Frustrating that they built it without my input, because I am the server owner, I should know about these things. Is they fall and they die on this ice, which is of course normal ice so nothing can spawn. It triggers the hut, they come down, die, and then it flushes the items out. I thought that this would be the best idea, because it's just really perfectly lagless, but no, of course, they had to go absolutely overkill, remove the bedrock, put in some gigantic clock, which really, I mean, I'm looking at the wiring and I can't imagine this is necessary.
Holy crap! Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah. The wiring is mostly to make the killing floor only trigger every 4 times.
Oh,
So
perfect,
you could-
Illusions here. I think he actually designed this little number. So,
It's him and Nuclear who Nuclear just talked
oh, you designed the flushing thing?
with Delusion.
Delusion and I.
Perfect, you're both here. Why did you build this? Like, I don't mind designing it. I love ideas, but why are people going, like, off script and building shit on their own?
With the flush thing.
Yeah.
Well, you said build the flush thing. Because I asked you.
I said it was... I don't think I said any more than it's a great idea, but you went ahead and built
And
it.
then I said, should we build it? And you said yes, so then
Oh.
we didn't hear from you when we just went off and designed something.
See, YouTube, this is what happens when you entertain girls. This is just... You stop playing on your worlds, on your video games, and people start doing shit without you.
It's your own fault.
Yeah, I guess it is. I deserve
In
it.
some sense.
Why is this not flushing every single time that... I also have to... I'm going to say what I just said to them. I really think this clock is a hell of a lot more complicated than it should be.
No, it's just a pulse extender and to...
Nuclear explained a minute ago, Beast. He said that it only activates the flushing floor once every 4 times the actual farm activates.
If you wanted to activate the flashing flow every time, you could reduce the clock to basically minimum, just a basic comparator clock.
I don't know what's wrong with flushing it every time.
Oh,
lag saving.
yeah.
I
some
thought it
lag
was the
saving.
opposite, to have these items sitting here. Is it really...
Yeah, there's some sweet spot, I guess.
And you guys put in a redstone torches. I told you, lighting updates are the only reason this would ever be laggy.
Yeah, that's where we have
Water
torches.
updates are laggy as well.
That's where we have torches there. So they don't create lighting update.
I still agree this is a fun idea. I just said earlier in the video that Daniel's was the best, but I think this is unique and we should build it because it perfectly suits our farm. I don't know about the whole removing bedrock thing, but just like the quarry, if you guys really fucking think this is the best way to go, then you can do it. Go ahead. If you're really going to remove bedrock, could you also remove the bare minimum? I see a giant square here for a clock that's taking up like a third of it. Like, if you really embedded it in the bedrock and made it fit with the shape, it would look incredible, but this just looks sloppy. Huh. I know this sounds really picky, but look at our perimeter. Look at these witch huts. None of this is necessary, but it looks amazing. And then you go below it, and it's like, what happened here? What happened here? Like somebody... Anyway, I'm not gonna... But, yeah, I think this is a great design, because it's... I don't know, unique. I don't care. It's really just a design. But, yeah, once again, I'm just frustrated that... Let me go around at Spectator here and once again show that every single hut has a different killing floor. Every single one. Okay, no, these two have hopper floors. This one has Daniel's design, but there's no clock set up, so it's been backing up like a motherfucker. And then you've got this one over here, which is just water and ice. Like, come on, guys. Can you just build them once?
The Daniel design is actually just a SciCraft ripoff.
No, it's... Well, he designed it with SciCraft for SciCraft. So it is
Yeah, I
Daniel's
was on
design.
SciCraft when we were doing it.
Yeah, and SciCraft already did that, which is a good point for building the ice one. Like I mentioned already, I'm just reiterating that. This one works perfectly with our design. This would absolutely never work with any other witch hut design, but since we shift them and they all die at once, this should be totally flawless. You might, those watching have noticed that there isn't a failsafe for this. No witches would ever die in this ice stream, but they wouldn't have to because they'd never live. Yeah, I think that wraps up this long talk. It might even wrap up the video. So we talked about quarries, the future of the server, what's been happening, the fact that I'm not dead and why I haven't been dead. In fact, I've been quite alive, enjoying my life a lot, but hey, you know, sometimes personal relationships outweigh a video game. So, sorry for those who've been really disliking the Borderlands videos. On that, last point, I was talking to Daniel off camera, but then everybody else joined. The Borderlands videos, I love the game. You're not gonna stop me from uploading them. There are people watching them. They are getting like 20 views. Somebody's enjoying them. And, you know, one session that's an hour and a half with 15-minute uploads, that's like a week's worth of content. So what you've been seeing are schedule uploads. In fact, I'll put an image on the screen right now of the fact that I've already got 4 more schedule uploaded and I'll be set till next Wednesday. And then I've got 2 more that I'm still gonna edit and upload anyway. So those aren't stopping the Minecraft videos. Allison's stopping the Minecraft videos. But I'm not dead. I'm not active, but I'm not dead. And I will be active as soon as I stop recording. So, yeah, stop watching this video so I can actually get some work done. Okay, bye.